Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and Batman Urban Legends issue number 6. Didn't realize this was going to be something I'd have to go back and read. Now, I went back and I looked through some of the stories, and I'm very happy that it was just a very short part of this comic book I had to read because I just don't really get into reading DC that much anymore. I feel like in all they've pretty much lost the plot on everything with their characters. They're going to give us 1,000 things of Batman. They're going to not give us a whole bunch of anything else with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, yeah, no, sorry. DC has other characters besides Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I've been saying that for the longest freaking time. And they turned around like, what do you say? There's only Batman? You're right. Let's only do Batman. Like, I'm a Hawkman fan. My favorite character from DC Comics is Hawkman. Fight me. I'm good with it. You know? Where's my Hawkman? They got this other guy who's some other non-Hawkman character. Why are you making a Hawkman imitation when you got the real deal? Bruh. Green Lantern, Aquaman, all these characters. I want to see more of them. That's what I want to see. You know, I want to see some of their lesser characters, right? Literally, I want to see Red Tornado out there. That's what I want to see, you know? But no. I just get Batmans. Well, here I got Batman Light. I got Tim Drake. All right, cool. But apparently they made him gay. That's what everybody's saying. It turns out they made him bi. Whatever. Okay, cool. Let's actually investigate this. Look, the comic book is the comic book. It's to me, it wasn't really that much of anything. It was just a thing. It's just a small little thing where they had to, like, they put him here and they put this kid here and they turn around and they had like a spark and it's like how long? Somebody said he's been around for 30 years. I think that makes sense. Yeah, it has to. It has to. I'm 46 right now and I think I was 14, 15, maybe 16 when that Robin comic book came out. I've got Tim Drake's original appearance, you know what I'm saying, as Robin. I don't think I have his first character appearance as Tim Drake, but whatever, it is what it is. Anyway, and then that Robin series that I know a lot of people didn't like, the first Robin series, 4 issues where he fights King Snake, I think his name was. Turns out it's Bane's dad, and the guy just gets punked out by Batman and by everybody. Recently got punked out by Damian Wayne. I don't know, man. I liked that series. I thought it was really good. I thought it was fun, you know? And he starts like, swinging the bow staff, and King Snake's like, you're singing to me again. I dug it. I thought it was cool, but I was a kid when I read it, so whatever. Maybe I'll go back and read it again. In the meantime, look, I mentioned this in the Captain Marvel issue number 31 comic book, just as a brief thing, but I feel like it definitely deserves a little bit of extra room. There's always somebody who's going to hear something, they're going to hear a word that is a key word for them, it's a trigger word, and they will be like, you're a racist, or you're a sexist, or you're a transphobe, or you're a homophobe, or you're a this, or you're a that, and actually, anybody who does that, you're a jackass. At the end of the day, when the writing is done, the pen is lifted, the ink is dried, you are a jackass. You are a reactionary. And you really need to grow up. And there are grown-ass men out there, grown-ass women, who still act like that. I don't know if you need medication, but you need to collect yourself. Because sometimes people will say things that you don't agree with until you listen to it. And then all of a sudden, at the very worst case scenario, a reasonable person could say, I still completely disagree with you, but I realize that you're talking from logic. You're talking from facts, from memory. You've got a detailed knowledge of these things, and boom, okay. I realize that you're not a reactionary, so I shouldn't be a reactionary. That's usually what happens when people can slow themselves down. But I'm old. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old school Gen Xer, and I'm just way too chill, way too calm for that nonsense. So here's my thoughts. Whenever you have a character in Marvel or DC, the big two, you know what I'm saying? And these are corporate entities, mind you. These aren't independents. These aren't creators. These aren't people who are trying to, I'm going to wow, I've been reading the comic book since forever. And wow, I get to actually write, you're going to let me write Batman? I remember a day before And Brian Michael Bendis is a special case because Bendis has cut his teeth and he's kicked ass all over the place. So him suddenly coming over to DC and right away getting Superman, and he was offered Batman. They were gonna like, dude, I have it from freaking oh my god, what's his name? The guy who got fired from gee, and it was a horrible way that it got happened. Anyway, what do you call it? He was just like, oh, the guy who brought Bendis over. It was one of the two publishers, the only one that actually mattered. Why can't I remember his name right now? So bad with names and dates. Anyway, he says, hey, you gonna come over? You want Batman? It's like, no. He's like, well, you sure? Because if you want Batman, we'll give you Batman. Which translates to, we will kick Tom King off of Batman so that you can do Batman if you want, because that's how much we want you over here, Bendis. And Bendis was doing pretty good at the time. I know there's some people who didn't like him, but whatever. I still liked him at the time, you know? But I mean, we come to this state nowadays where people who have never written comics before get to write Batman and Superman. And it's like, and Wonder Woman too, which Wonder Woman's more of a marketing thing. Her merch sells, but people aren't buying the comic books. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people aren't even happy with the movies. It's like, how do you screw up Wonder Woman in a movie? Well, apparently by making Wonder Woman 1984 and everything after the freaking trench scene in the first Wonder Woman movie. I've spoken. You know what I'm saying? Done. Conversation's over as far as I'm concerned. But, whatever. Whatever. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing me say this. With a character like Tim Drake, he's got a fan base. It's more of a cult following, than some super huge fan base, because there's so many Robins and everybody's got their pick. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. That's a perfectly good thing. Some people's favorite Robin is I think it was Casey from the Dark Knight Returns. I mean, just it is what it is. But with Tim held a special place in a lot of people's hearts because he was so radically different from every other Robin. He was smart. I'm not talking about he was streetwise, you know what I'm saying, or he had this calm passion about him, or he had an education, a college education. This dude outpaced Batman when it comes to tech, right? This guy would get out and he would just be like, boop, 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 boop. That was like the Looney Tunes. So, but you get what I'm saying, right? You just, all over the place. And he was just tearing the house down, right? This guy was unbelievably smart. He was not the greatest fighter. He could hold his own against any street thug. Anything above that, you know what I'm saying? So he had to think, he literally had to think his way out of fights a lot of times. And it just is what it is. And I thought that was great about the character. Easily the most unique out of all the Robins. Any of them that you could state, except, well, Casey was a chick. Yeah, but so was Spoiler. You know what I'm saying? So was Orphan. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole literally the most unique of the Robins. I guess they had to make him step out a little bit more and put him in the alphabet community. I'm not going to say that I saw this coming, but I kind of saw this coming. I may have even said something like this at some point or another with Robin. Because, look, it's a corporate entity, DC and Marvel, right? And DC is in a very unique situation where they realize that Marvel is outclassing them in every way, shape. I know there's going to be some Snyder Cut fans who are going to be like, yeah, I know what you're doing. No, actually, I'm looking at the figures. I'm looking at the money. I'm looking at the reception. I'm looking at many, many factors into it that's saying that, unfortunately, yeah, there's a reason why Zack Snyder isn't going to be back doing these freaking DC movies anytime soon. And Marvel has zero. And if you could have negative interest in someone coming over doing your movies, that would be Marvel with their movies, right? He's not going to be doing these movies anytime soon. Here's a guy who misses the plot. He just said, we actually want heroes in our stories because that's the super heroes, right? When you've got these entities that are trying to find some kind of a niche where they will be able to have a character that they can make some money off of in the movies. You know, like that's the big thing. The name of the person who is doing this, she actually has it. I'm looking at her Twitter, Megan Fitzmartin. She says on her bio portion, "Will write for Pie." Right there, you won me over. You know, say you won me. I'm not even a big Pie fan, but like that's a great comment. TV, animation, comics, podcasts. She, her. So boom. DM me for trigger warnings at my work. Heart. Don't know what any of that means. See pinned tweet for list of work. Okay. Delighted to be here. And she's from Narnia, which if the pie thing didn't get me, that would have. I like when people do stuff like that, when people could have fun with their like she's not getting out there. It's like, you know, we'll block anybody who does such and such. How about you just take it as a case by case basis? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's just me. That's just me. When you start putting people in the classification, that's you know, the person who's just gonna start calling everybody a racist or everybody a fascist, in which case then nobody's a racist, nobody's a fascist, because the words don't mean what they used to mean anymore. Now they're a broad generalization. And so as an English teacher, that kind of bothers me. Can you call yourself at the collegiate level, English teacher at the collegiate level? I didn't compete in English in college, but I did teach in university. So, I mean, there's that. Anyway. So, collegiate level English. I just thought that up for the first time. Anyway. Okay, so I don't see a rainbow on here. I don't see anything that says that she's bisexual herself. This is where, look, I don't care. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But when I used to, I want to say publish, but none of the work that we did in the comic book company that I worked for actually made it out. Like we just didn't have the finances to get it off. But when I used to do this, we were looking for heart. We were looking for something to be distinct, even if it wasn't the person itself, just the things that they did, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But one of the most important things were, who are you? So I know what you're capable of writing. Whatever, you know, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. So, okay. If you want to do a character who is in the military, do you have any military experience? No. A conversation I once had, was your husband ever in the military? Right? Because it was a female I was talking to here. A straight female. That's important to say nowadays, apparently. Anyway. I talked to this girl who was married to a man, and she like, come on, all right? And no, he wasn't. I'm like, if you want to talk to me about it, it's cool. You want to talk to the owner of the company because he was in the military, cool. There's this one guy who's writing this thing. He was in the military. He actually has more combat experience than both of us put together. I don't have any combat experience. You know what I'm saying? I was in the military in a time of peace, if you can imagine that in America. The point is, there are plenty of us who you could talk to about the military, but if you don't have any experience in the military, you probably shouldn't be writing a character who actually spent time in the military, because you're going to screw it up. I mean, just there's only but so much you can get from watching YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have a basis to talk to, like a best friend who is in the military or who currently serving or whatever, you know, then, I mean, if I say the word ASVAB to you, can you tell me what that means? It's an acronym. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't. So you shouldn't be writing about the military. And it's as simple as that, right? Look, if Megan is bi, well, she's not a male bi. So maybe, you know, whatever. But I mean, like, unless she has at least one male bisexual friend, maybe, maybe there are better things or other things that you could be writing about, right? But if she does, cool. Then do it. Write it. That's the way, and that's really, I could end the video right here. I'm going to go on a little bit more because I want to express the thoughts with a little more clarity and give a few more examples if possible. But my point is, you write about what you know or what you can write about. Here's the thing. A lot of people I see online say they ruined Tim Drake. In my opinion, they ruined Tim Drake when they had him outpacing with an older version of himself, Doomsday. That's the last time I really read anything with intent, with heart for Tim Drake. After that, I'm just like, they ruined Tim Drake. And he's going to be ruined for me for at least a year. So anytime I'd see Tim Drake written afterwards, I'd be like, honestly, freaking whatever. Let me just read through this so I know what he's doing, and then boom, 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 Batman's doing so and so and such in Detective Comics. You know what I'm saying? Because I really just don't care about Tim Drake right now. Like, Doomsday is a character who surprised Superman with how fast he was. He moved so fast that Wonder Woman was like, yeah, I'm about to get my ass whooped because I can't catch him, he's catching me, and oh, just caught me with a hard right. Ow, that kind of hurt, you know? I'm saying. And for you to be able to outpace, I used to run track and field. I could write about track and field if I wanted to. But my point is, you know, when you run cross country, you need to run at a speed that you're comfortable with so that you can talk to somebody next to you, even if there's nobody next to you. Even if you don't have a pace man, the idea is you can talk and, you know, just, yeah, I got to do this thing with this guy at this place. That's the Italian conversation. But the point is, if you can have that kind of a conversation with somebody next to you where you can still breathe and you can still talk with clarity, some level of clarity, you're at a good pace. But you're sacrificing speed for that. But it's across country, so you have to compromise like that. But if Doomsday, if freaking Leatherface with his chainsaw is behind me, I'm running like a mother fathead. I'm not trying to have a conversation with anybody. Shoot, my wife could be next to me, and I'm going to be running so fast, I won't be able to say, run! I'd be like, bitch, you on your own. Like, you don't see the guy with the chainsaw? Survival of the fittest. Maybe I married down. If there's a guy with a chainsaw behind me and my wife doesn't instantly get in her head to run, I clearly married down. Bitch, the next person will be better than you when it comes to chainsaws. Because I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping here. I'm not stopping there. I'm gone. Send your hate mail to Comic Book Universe. I'm dead serious. You know what I'm saying? I should not have to tell somebody to run. But all, you know, shits and giggles aside, like, this is Doomsday. Batman. I don't want to see Batman able to outrun Doomsday. You want to do like a dodge, one dodge that's like, oh, he juked him. He outsmarted him. But if he's just like, you know, I'm Batman, you lost it. You're done. No. Either you don't know who Batman is or you don't know who Doomsday is. Either way, you shouldn't be writing this comic book because Doomsday is way out of Batman's league. Way, way, way out of Batman's league. So how far is he out of Tim Drake's league? Tim didn't outsmart him. And there were two Tims there. There was the future Tim before they were doing the future state stuff. This was in a Detective Comics comic. And I mean, like, dude, no. And he's talking to, the two Tims are talking to each other as they're outpacing Doomsday, who's chasing after them. I was like, done. This conversation is over. Like, you destroyed Doomsday if he wasn't already ruined. And you just show me you can't think of a clever way of using Tim Drake, two Tim Drakes at that, to take out Doomsday. I should be able to go, oh, shoot. Wow. I never thought of something like that before. Instead, they're just like, we are Tim Drake. We are awesome. We can outrun this spiky mother fathead. It was weak. It was weak writing. Weak. The story never should have been written. You ruined Tim Drake for me at that time. So you can make this guy, dude, they said this was rated 13 plus. This thing could be rated XXX and have Tim down sucking this dude off. And I'd be like, yeah, but that's realistic. It's not like he's outpacing Doomsday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't care. This is not any worse than that. In fact, this is literally, to me, this is like, it's out of the blue. To me, I know there's some people who are going to point out an article where people are like, oh, dude, there are people who sit there and say that stuff about Bucky, though. So I didn't read that article. You know what I'm saying? But I have never once read a comic book where I thought that Tim Drake was gay or, bisexual. I never once came across that thought in all the years I've been reading this dude. And I admit, I am not a mark for Tim Drake. So I have not read everything out there. If you have and you have seen that, that's your experience. Bro, cool. But to a more than casual reader to not get that, I'm saying. But even then, there are people who they write the yaoi, right? The fan fiction where they have male characters doing it with each other, and Bucky and Cap is one of them. Cap and Iron Man is another one. Don't even get me into the freaking Gundam series and all those. You know what I'm saying? The Bubblegum Crisis or whatever, the anime stuff. Because, dude, they're written all over the place. And I look at them like, if that's what turns you on, cool. You know what I'm saying? I have never once seen, I've had close friends in my life. I still have close friends. If I called somebody up and said, yo, this dude's giving me a hard time and he's got a posse, you busy? I got friends who would be like, give me a half hour. You know what I'm saying? Actually be longer because I'm living in Canada now. And they just opened up the border yesterday. They'd still have to do the vaccine passport thing. But I'm saying within a day or two, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying I would have backup. I got friends tight like that. We're not gay. You know what I'm saying? We might crack gay jokes with each other and whatnot, but we're not gay, At the end of the day, I've never once seen anything where Cap and Bucky are considered gay, but that's just in some people's heads, and more power to you. You think what you want. You interpret it how you want to interpret it. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen something like that. I've never once thought that. I've always looked at it as these two are tight. Even the Civil War movie or the one before that, the Winter Soldier. No, I didn't see that as gay. I literally saw that as we are childhood friends. You don't understand. We're tight. He had my back all those years. How can I not have his back? It's not about a reach around, but whatever. But if that's what you saw, that's what you saw. It's cool, I sit here and I read something like this and I say, this is a character who somehow nobody's been able to figure out what to do with them. So this corporate entity called DC Comics, owned by Warner Brothers, owned by freaking AT&T now, they're going to hire corporate people. They're going to hire corporate-minded people. Now, I don't know much about Megan up here. I'm not going to go and start clicking around. What's her name again? Megan, all right? But I know she's a screenwriter by her own admission, right? She did season 12 of, what the hell was that show with the two guys in the car, the Winchester brothers? Thank God they're called brothers, because there'd be somebody out there talking about, yeah, but they're an incest. It'd be like stepsister porn and stuff like that. How is Pornhub filled with freaking incest porn right now? Dude, when I watch porn because I'm a man. F you. I'm a grown-ass human being. But the point is, how is it that I'm sitting here and I got to watch porn with the damn sound turned down? Bro, it's one thing that I don't want to hear, and all that fake stuff. But on top of that, at some point hearing, oh, yeah, do that, mommy. Mother, what? What happened to my porn? Dude, I want to go back and start looking at Playboys and penthouses and stuff like that. And Hustler was a bit much, but Hustler even, you know what I'm saying? Nobody ever did stuff like that. That wasn't even in the forums. Damn, I miss just looking at articles, with illustrations on the side, like a comic book. But, rated XXX. Look, I'm saying, all right? I look at this and I figure, look, Bendis didn't know how to write Bobby Drake. Apparently not too many people knew how to write Bobby Drake for a real long time, because they said, here's a young Bobby Drake, let's make him gay, and therefore let's make the older version gay also. Let's make them all gay. All his little icicle, friends, the snowmen men that he makes. Let's make them all gay, right? They'll all start waving the pride flag and stuff like that. Here's the thing. Did it help the character? Did it come to any better storylines being told? Did Cena Grace's 2 stories go anywhere? He was writing a comic book, failed. but the trades did pretty good. So they gave him a second chance. Still failed. That's a double fail. That's like, yo, we failed to realize just how badly you failed. Like, that's how bad that was. It was an utter failure. Nobody cares about a gay character. Can you prove me wrong? Let's put that a little bit closer. Are there enough people who care about a gay character to read a comic book? Because if yes, then make that comic book. But America Chavez, they keep making new comics with her, and she keeps failing. This series, is this going anywhere? It's a corporate entity. It's not like they have a niche fan base. It's going to be like, oh my God. Because it's not. It's more like a cult following, much like with Tim Drake. Are these characters selling well? No. But why do they keep on making them? Because in the corporate mindset, we look good if we do this. And it's the fans who are bad. That's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. I have 2 friends who are gay. I promise you, they don't watch straight or lesbian porn. I can watch either. You know what I'm saying? I can watch either. And you know what they say about straight porn? It's disgusting. You know what they say about seeing the women body parts? It's disgusting. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. Are they wrong for saying that? I don't care. Whatever your opinion is, you're right. Your opinion is yes, it's okay, you're right. If it's no, that's not okay, you're right. Because honestly, who cares? Right? It's 2 people I know, and that's their opinion. I know lesbians, I know bisexual people. Like, at the end of the day, I am not going to buy gay porn. You can't call me a freaking homophobe because I'm not interested in seeing gay porn. All right? I used to watch Sex and the City dutifully with a girlfriend of mine, right? We were together for 4.5 years. I watched Brokeback Mountain with her. I watched the Milk movie with her. Milk with Sean Penn could have been a lot better. Way too much in reminding us that he's gay. Dude, I don't need to see him humping and face mashing into another guy like that. Every single time I saw that, it turned me the hell off. Turned me the hell off. She's like, you're really coming off as a homophobe. I'm like, I watched Brokeback Mountain, where, not Jared Leto, the guy before that who played the Joker, that guy said, poo, and reached down. You know he was lubing the dick. And he came up behind freaking Jake Gyllenhaal and talked about, and Jake Gyllenhaal's like, dude, I said that I watched it. I was like, okay, so it must hurt. Damn, baby, I'll never ask you for that again. I'm just, except on my birthday. I mean, birthdays are always special exceptions. Look, I'm saying, I'm completely irrelevant, maybe. Irreverent, absolutely. My point is, you don't have to be a homophobe. You could be. You don't have to be a homophobe just because you don't want to see something that goes against your natural inclinations and desires. Gay porn is disgusting to me. With all due respect, gay porn is disgusting to me. I don't want to see it. I was watching Sex and the City, and there's one scene where they were watching gay porn, and all they showed was a guy sucking another dude's nipple, and they were in leather. I'm like, okay, that was a bit too much. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. You know what else I don't want to see? Old woman titties. There you go. Am I an ageist because of that? Like, dude, everybody's got their tastes. Everybody's got their distastes. Everybody. And if you say you don't, this is where I'm going to call you a liar. This is where I'm going to say you're a flat-out, bold-faced liar. You can't lie to me. You apparently can lie to yourself real good, though. If you're good with that, bro, that's on you. But you're a bold-faced liar if you say you don't have your own tastes and distastes, your likes and dislikes. And that's all it comes down to. That's all that it will ever come down to, is you have your likes and your dislikes. So here's the thing. The people who like that sort of a thing are usually manga readers. right? I'm not saying all manga readers. I'm just saying manga seems to do a better job, and I don't know because I don't really read manga, right? I just don't. I know a lot of people come to the manga side. You sound like Darth Vader. You sound like Darth Vader. Stop trying to make me come to the dark side. All right, just enough. I think of Darth Vader nowadays. I think of that whiny little kid who's like, don't underestimate my power. How about you get a freaking shut up? How about that? All right, grow some facial hair before you try and act like a man to me, you mother fat little bitch. Anyway, to me, bro, bro, are there enough people who are going to read this and say, finally, I can't wait. Can they now make a Tim Drake comic book, a physical print, not just digital exclusive? Can they make a physical print Tim Drake comic book, and more people will now buy it and read it? Will it be something that they can actually do? Can they make a team book where he's like the LGBTQ Teen Titans? Right? I'm being silly and I'm being partially facetious. But I like, this is a genuine, honest question. Can they actually do something with this right now? This is going to return. This will be continued in Batman Urban Legends issue number 10. Why not issue number 7? I'm going to tell you why. Because after 3 months, that's when they're finished writing what they're going to write and they can see the reaction. Right now, after the reaction has come out, that is when the writer, if she's going to continue with this, whatever, is going to go on and do whatever, blah, 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 blah afterwards. DC, Warner Media, Warner Brothers, they are looking to see what is going to be the reaction for this. At the end of the day, that I'm telling you right now, I've seen this enough times. That's why they're doing this. Is that a good thing, a bad thing? You decide. You decide, right? There's going to be some people who are going to say, they want to know, like, is there going to be an outrage, or there's going to be support, or is there going to be a class war, or is there going to be whatever? Either way, they wanted to see what was up, because they could have made this an issue number 7, the continuation, but they didn't. They didn't. And whether the writer has written, whether Megan has written the next story already or not, I promise you, the editors are being told by their senior editors and whatnot, the executives, it's all coming down the pipeline. What will and will not be acceptable afterwards. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? You tell me. What's going on in your head? I'm pretty open about the porn I watch and everything. You know? Very specifically, it has to be a guy who looks a little bit like me and POV. So really just his ding-a-ling has to look like me. And he's got to be like my general skin tone. That's all I want to see, because I don't want to see the freaking guy. I don't want to see the guy. I want to imagine that's me there. Just be like, yeah, how you doing? But that's it. That's my taste of porn. So if you wanted to know, this is the video where I tell you. I may have said it once before. Look. Is this going to do something positive for the character? If the answer is yes, and that's not an answer I can formulate or God forbid, predict. If the answer is yes, boom. If the answer is no, then why? Why? Because I think it's about time to finally stop, collaborate, and listen. I had to do that. You can't blame me. I think it's honestly the time to stop for a second and really think. Do we need to keep on taking characters who have only been straight, right? And do we just keep them straight and make new characters? Or do we keep on doing this? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I mean, at some point, Superman going to turn out to be gay? He's got a son. He's got a wife. Is that going to be a really cool conversation? Honestly, this is a genuine question. Is that going to be a cool conversation? Because There are plenty of straight or of gay people, gay men. You've got to be a gay man, otherwise you're a lesbian woman. My point is, I think anyway. I don't know how the gender roles work anymore. I don't know how all that stuff works anymore. Anyway, it's not so black and white anymore. There are plenty of gay guys who have gotten married because they were embarrassed. During my time, I don't know about nowadays. Nowadays, maybe nobody has to be embarrassed about it anymore. I don't know. But during my time, when that gay conversion therapy crap was still out, it's like, you're gay? You need to go to Christian camp. They will pray away the gay. Really? Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing. But they thought that was a thing. And that's got to be torture. It has to be torture. Do something like that. And to think that you were just born wrong, you know? God didn't make a mistake, so you just have the devil in you. Like, dude. Dude, that's not even gaslighting, because you actually believe it. You believe what you're saying to this person. That's worse than gaslighting. That's just freaking, you're a psychopath. But that was the time that I grew up in, you know? So there were plenty of gay guys who came out as gay, and meanwhile they're married. Governor McGreevey, I think, of New Jersey, where I'm from, turned out that was the case. He was married, his wife knew, it was hard on her. He had 2 kids, I think 2 sons with her. He was a great governor, man. He was a great governor. And to say that about a governor of New Jersey, the most corrupt state in all of the union, bro, I really like this guy. I wrote that dude a letter. I said, I don't care about any of this stuff that's coming out. You're a fantastic governor. I really wish that you would reconsider, man, because the state needs you. Hell, the country could use you at some point. I don't know what became of all that stuff. I don't know if it turns out that he actually did something bad, if he molested somebody or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But from what I knew about the guy, he was freaking fantastic. You know? But he was gay. And he was married to a woman and had 2 kids with her. He was living a lie. And just the idea of coming out as gay terrified him so much that he left office. He was a potential prospect for the presidency of the United States. That's the time I grew up in. That's messed up. So tell me honestly, could we have a Superman story that would do that? Would it be an alternate Earth? Another alternate Earth? Would somebody do that regular? Because, look, I think that there's been enough between Iceman and Tim Drake and all the other characters that are turning around. It's like, oh, we're going to make this character gay and lesbian and bisexual and all these different things now. And the people who are writing them don't know anything about them, but they think that in their heads they want to be an ally. And I've heard people admit this to me. Writers from Marvel and DC admitting to me, I just want to be an ally. It's not a bad thing. It's a good place for your heart to be in. But are we the best people to be writing them? Or should we be leaving that to the actual LGBTQ community? Is that where we should actually be leaving it to? And should these people be indoctrinated into the comics before they start writing this stuff so that the comics can actually at least be done the way that a comic is supposed to be done, as opposed to writing it the way that, you know, the problems that Ta-Nehisi Coates, Nnedi Okorafor, what do you call it? Lots of other people. I want to say Tom King also, but I mean, he really did kill it with that Vision series. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, come on. He did the Vision series before he did the Batman series. So, you know, and the other stuff that he did. Killing Barry or Wally. What? Anyway. Who's the best person to write the story? Can we indoctrinate this person into how to actually write comic books the right way? Can we get an editor, several editors, who will say, no, that's not the way you do it? Can we get editors who know how to do that, who know the right way to do it? It's a big deal. Because at the end of the day, when you're just doing this and let's just say yes to everything. Let's just hire somebody. You want to make somebody gay? Let's let you make somebody gay. Go ahead, because it'll be cool in the LGBTQ, and we're going to be allies because that's what they're thinking. We just want to be seen as allies. We want to be doing the right thing. Nike supporting Colin Kaepernick. People have freedom of speech. Firing someone over their freedom of speech, especially when your speech is not saying a word, simply taking a knee. I'm sorry, I supported Colin Kaepernick and what he had to say without saying anything. I don't care what your stance is on that. I really just don't, right? For me, at the end of the day, Nike took this guy on. Their stock dropped for a day. And then it skyrocketed afterwards. It got pretty damn big. It's still been pretty big. Here's the thing. This is a corporate entity who has a large body of people working for them. And it's not about, I want to do the right thing. It's never about, I want to do the right thing. Ever, ever, ever with a corporation. It's about how much money we can make. Anytime a company says, a big business says, safety is our first concern, you are a liar. You are a bold-faced liar. Because you would rather go by the lemon law and say, well, not enough have shown up to be bad, and here's the risk assessment. You know what I'm saying? If we're estimating that if 10 or more people die per year, then the amount of money that we have to give out of court, because we're going to settle. We're not going to make this a big public thing. We're going to settle and gag order. That's what we're going to do. We can afford 10 or 12 people per year. It's only 6 per year. That's acceptable losses. So we're going to keep doing this unsafe thing. Bro, safety is never first. The right thing is never first. Get that out of your head. I've been in the business world for way too long to have somebody try and tell me otherwise. It is never ever about doing the right thing. It's about, are we going to be in the right place in order to make money? After the right side of history. Nobody cares about the right side of history. The past presidents that we've had, sans Carter, right? Nixon, Ford, Reagan, Clinton, you name it. And the prospects thereof. Any of them really thinking, what are they going to say about me in the future? They don't care. They don't care. At the end of the day, this is about, can we make money off of this? That's why they hired a screenwriter to do this. I've got nothing against Megan. I don't know Megan. You know what I'm saying? How many comics has she done? Maybe she's done a lot. Maybe she knows how to do a comic really well. I honestly, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This one was all right. Can she do a long series? Can she do multiple one-shots? You know what I'm saying? Is she going to be able to continue with this? Is this going to be a situation where, you make somebody LGBTQ and then you just walk away from it? Walk away. Somebody else's problem now. Is that what's happening? I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Time will tell. History will tell. We'll decide. But the thing is, on the corporate level, this wasn't done because anybody's trying to be good or trying to be an ally or trying to do the right thing. No, this is people trying to do the right thing. That's what it is. So anybody hating on Megan, I'm seeing that as just wrong. Anybody hating on any of these people who are trying to do what they believe is the right thing. Look, call it an agenda if you want. Everything's an agenda if that's the case. Just like everything's racist and everything's fascist if that's the case. Now, bro. At the end of the day, people usually try and do good things. Christians, Muslims, conservatives, liberals, people typically try to do what they believe in their hearts to be right. We also do things that are going to benefit ourselves, right? But benefiting the neighborhood and the community that we live in, there's also an element of selfishness to there. But the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few if we're going to get Star Trekking about it. You know what I'm saying? But the idea is we're trying to do good in the world. People in general are trying to do good in the world, right? Corporations, they're not designed that way. They're simply not. And anybody who's trying to do good inside of a corporation usually gets weeded out pretty quickly, unless the corporation finds a way to make that beneficial to themselves. But you are not going to have the freaking Dalai Lama working for the company. It's not going to be the case. You want an example of that? Marvel trying to act like they're doing the right thing. The MCU trying to act like they're doing the right thing, right? Oh, we wanted an ancient one who represented female because we need a female mentor, but you just didn't want to use a Tibetan because you knew that was going to piss off the Chinese government. Most of the Chinese people don't care. It's the Chinese government you're worried about. And that's just the way it's going to continue being, because that's what corporations are all about. So, was this a good idea to turn Tim Drake bisexual? Time will tell. Based on everything that I've read and seen before, it's not. It's simply not. You're going to lose enough of the old fans. And Twitter is simply not a good... Anybody who's going to say, I'm looking on Twitter. Twitter? Twitter? Really? If Twitter is your real life, you've lost the plot. From the beginning to the end, you're gone. I don't know how you're going to recover, but I hope you can. Twitter. Twitter doesn't buy comic books. I'm going to guesstimate that easily, and I'm being super generous, that 40 to 50% of the people who are commenting on Twitter because Tim Drake was freaking trending on Twitter, 40 to 50%, I'm being so conservative with those numbers, don't read comic books. Even more than that, the people who do read comic books, they're not buying that comic book, right? I got my Comixology account right here. You know what I'm saying? Freaking, come on, man. These guys aren't going to Comixology and purchasing a comic book, or the comic book store and purchasing this comic book. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a bunch of people who will, because first appearance of Tim Drake coming out as bisexual. You going to tell me that's not going to drum up a couple of bucks? But that first issue doesn't mean anything. Those sales aren't going to mean anything. This could go to a second print. This comic book will probably go to a second print. Might even go to a third, because more and more people are going to start realizing first appearance of something, because intelligent people invest in stocks. Poor people invest in Elvis plates and comic books and stuff like that. We're not putting our kids through college with comic books, just like NASCAR, that's what I was looking for before. NASCAR memorabilia isn't gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Those old Beanie Babies, how much are they worth now? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You got retailers who are going out of their way to, here's the collector's item edition. You don't get to tell me what's the collector's item. So with all due respect, shut up, right? Critical thinkers. That's what we need more of in this world. And they don't have to be the people who are solving the problems of the universe. They could just be people who are simply solving the minute things in life. Is this comic book actually going to matter? Is this going to help for the visibility of the bisexual community in a positive way? Because the people who sit there and say any press is good press, ask Jeffrey Epstein about that. Ask Gazelle Max, whatever the hell her name is, about that. At the end of the day, what is the purpose of making Tim Drake gay? Bisexual, excuse me. Because he still likes women. He just likes guys now also. Is this actually going to increase the sales of more than just one lousy comic book? Or is it just going to be something where now you have to try and explain this stuff away? And who wants to be the bad guy who writes the first? If I came into comic books and I look and I was like, I just don't see Tim Drake as gay, but you're asking me to write a Tim Drake story, I've got bisexual. I'm probably just going to say no. I can't write the character because I don't want to write him as bisexual because I don't know enough about being bisexual because I'm not. I don't. I don't care about the character. That's not my fight. That's simply, it's not my fight. You know what I'm saying? And anybody from the LGBTQ community who's going to say, well, you should make it your fight because, were you at Standing Rock? Because I believe in fighting for indigenous rights. Are all of the thing, like, where were you when it came to, like, when people were marching for Palestine? All the times they were marching for Palestine. Any of the times they were marching for Palestine. Right? The things that I care about. Do you care about? So, with all due respect, shut up. It's not my fight. I'm not going to get in your way. But the people who argue, if you do nothing, then you might as well be helping them out. That's like the morons who say, no voting at all is a vote for Trump or a vote for Clinton or a vote for Biden or whoever they're going to argue. No, not voting is not voting. That's what it is. I don't want to hear otherwise because it's an absolutely idiotic argument. What you're saying is that your side is going to lose if I don't join your side. Well, then maybe you should have better points, right? Maybe you should have more than just talking points in your election. And as far as me not getting in your way, if I see somebody being beaten up, you know what I'm saying? If I see a cashier giving somebody a hard time over somebody being LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're not embarrassing yourself, I'll probably step in and be like, whoa, bro, they should still be able to buy whatever they want. I don't think anybody really needs to hear your side of it, okay? How about you just seriously shut up, take the money, and go complain to your therapist about it? You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, like, you're embarrassing yourself, right? And as long as the person who's being persecuted or whatever is not embarrassing themselves, you know what I'm saying, that let's go. I'm happy to help out. If you're getting your ass beat and it looks like I can't win that fight, I got my own family to worry about. I do. And I can't imagine somebody attacking me for whatever reason, somebody attacking me with a knife or whatever, and somebody else jumping in to help out. That just doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Is 2 people dead better than 1 person dead? That just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I believe in victim blaming in that regard. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to get beaten up or you're going to get attacked. If you're female and you need to get gas in the middle of the night, you probably should have planned ahead. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. Whatever your incident was, your accident was, whatever, it sucks. Life sucks, you know, for you. But if I'm driving by a gas station, I see a woman being beaten up at freaking 2:00 in the morning at a gas station, I'll call the cops as I'm driving by. That's the best, if I remembered to bring my phone with me, which I usually don't. You know what I'm saying? Hey, looks like, you know, somebody's getting attacked in the gas station. The one I just passed it. Oh no, I kept on driving. I'm not staying there. I don't have eyes on. Screw that. What am I going to do? Honestly, what am I going to do? Go run people over? I'll probably hit her also. No, dude, get gas in the daytime. It sucks and you should be able to get gas anytime you want, but that's not the world that you live in. Tell me I'm wrong. Sure. Whatever. At the end of the day, I want to know who this is going to benefit, because I don't think it's going to really benefit much of anybody. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm wrong, I'm more than happy to say I was wrong. At the end of the day, is this going to give us more Tim Drake stories? Because if so, is it a Tim Drake that we can all be cool with? You know, is this going to be an Iceman thing where nobody remembers what was cool about Iceman for some reason? One of the oldest characters since 1963, if I'm getting my date right, which I usually don't. This character who's been a freaking awesome character, right? And all of a sudden they turn him gay, and now nobody knows what to do with him anymore. Like, we've lost Iceman. Not because he's gay, but because he's gay. Because nobody knows how to make a good Iceman story anymore, right? Because now it's like, I've got to address that he's gay at some point. So I've got to have him, kissing some guy at some point. Really? Because Emma Frost is a sex symbol. And aside from her being with Scott, are there other times when she's been with this guy or that guy or whatever? Because I just don't see it. Honestly, I don't see it. I don't see the point in it. I don't care about these other people's relationships and whatnot. I really don't. If it's going to be like a little thing, I usually skip past that stuff, But if it's going to be something cool, like, Captain America's with this person right now and they're teaming up and they're doing whatever, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Whatever. It is what it is. Oh, they're going to stop off and they're going to kiss and stuff like that. Whatever. Honestly, I just don't care. But if they start making a Captain America comic where it's just, Captain America's sexual escapades and what, I'm going to be pissed off and I'm going to start, complaining about it in a video and be like, dude, what the hell is this? And dude, I'm talking about Captain America being with a hot chick. All right. Captain America can start dating Salma Hayek. All right. That woman is still hot at her age. Holy crap. Wow. Jennifer Lopez too. Is it Latina women? Is it Latinas? Is that what it is? Wow. Anyway, I said what I said, all right? I don't want to read a comic book where Captain America is just his whole thing. Dude, I want to see Captain America about freedom and USA and the American dream and fighting against the politicians because they're all a bunch of jackasses. That's what I want to see. If we have a quick little sidebar where he's, I've been neglecting my relationship with so-and-so. Yeah, cool. It's part of the character being a part of the character. That's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I love when Kelly Thompson is writing about her Carol Danvers' relationship with Rhodey. That's all good stuff. They stop off and they kiss and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like the interracial stuff, well, you won't like my marriage. You know what I'm saying? But more than that, you're going to have a problem with it. Whatever, it is what it is. And that's on you. That's on you. Because her relationship is not just her. She's got a relationship with her sister. She's got a relationship, I believe, coming soon with her mother also. Her relationship with the military, her relationship with the public, her relationship with her girlfriends, her 3 main girlfriends. 4 now, because Hazmat is being thrown in there too. You know what I'm saying? But just all these different relationships. And Kelly Thompson knows how to write a goddamn good comic book with all sorts of different relationships in it. And I can't imagine Kelly missing the point and just making an arc of a comic book where it's just her going on dates with Rhodey. I'd look at this and be like, this is kind of booty. I mean, if anybody was going to make it good, it'd be Kelly. You know what I'm saying? But I can't imagine that's the comic, because that's not who Captain Marvel is. That's not who Black Widow is. That's not who any of these characters are. But now that's the only thing I read with Iceman. Is that what they're going to do with Tim Drake? Because if so, you lost me. I'm done. Dude, he's just as wrecked as when he was outpacing Doomsday with his older version of himself with him. I just don't see the point in it. So I'm hoping what's done is done. This is done. He's bisexual now. So I hope that Megan is going to be able to make a comic book where Tim Drake can still be Tim Drake. But we don't know if he's going to be dating a guy or a girl or both. Maybe it'll be like a 3-way. I don't know. That could be fun. Who knows? But the idea is, I just want to see a comic book with Tim Drake being Tim Drake. And if that also means that he's bisexual, cool. But I don't want to see a comic book where Tim Drake is in it and the only thing is his relationships. Because unfortunately, that's what usually winds up happening with these characters. I just don't care. I just don't care about reading a comic book where this person who used to be awesome is now only about texting this person in this relationship and blah, 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 blah. I think that you missed the point. You lost the plot. And this character is now a waste. That's the only thing I'm worried about as far as this is concerned. And if they can avoid that, boom, more power to them. Maybe we can make more characters bisexual then, if that's the case. If that's what it's going to take to get better people writing the comic books. Because that's all I want to see. I just want to see a comic book. I want to read a comic book with good art, good writing. Oh, it's written by someone who knows the character, right? That's all that I want. Not somebody who's just going to start changing things for the sake of change because maybe I'm going to get some brownie points with people and add this to my resume, and the right corporate interests in this particular case in the liberal world are going to be like, yeah. I just don't care. So we'll see where this goes. This was an hour-long video. Like the video. I hope you watched an ad or two. There's probably one coming up. It's the only way that your favorite YouTubers get paid. I will talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.